Thank you so much for keeping up with us on money psychology so far. Your likes and shares have made a significant impact on our channel. For that, we say thank you. Today, we are talking about how scarcity mindset destroys wealth before you even earn it. Join us on this amazing trip as we begin.
Let me describe someone you might know. They check their bank balance before buying a $3 cup of coffee. They feel guilty spending money on themselves, even when they can actually afford it. They say things like, money doesn't grow on trees, at least once a week. They've been saving up for something they want for the last 4 years. And deep down, no matter how much they earn, they always feel like there's never quite enough. Does that sound like someone you know? Maybe a parent? A friend? Maybe, just maybe, it sounds a little bit like you. No judgment. We've all been there. Some of us are still very much there. That feeling, that low level, constant anxiety that money is always running out, always at risk, always one bad day away from disappearing. That is called a scarcity mindset. And it is quietly destroying your financial future before you've even had a chance to build one.
Now, before we go further, scarcity mindset is not the same as actually being broke. You can earn $30,000 a year and have an abundance mindset. You can earn $300,000 a year and still have a scarcity mindset. The number in your bank account and the number in your head are two very different things. Scarcity mindset is a psychological state, a lens through which you see every financial decision. And when you're operating through that lens, every choice feels like a threat. Researchers at Princeton and Harvard ran a fascinating study on this. They found that when people are in a state of scarcity, whether it's money, time, food, or anything else, their cognitive bandwidth actually decreases. Their IQ, effectively, drops. Not because they're less intelligent, but because the brain is so consumed with managing the shortage that it has less mental capacity left for everything else. Think about the last time you were really hungry and someone asked you to make an important decision. You probably said something like, "I don't care, just pick something," and then deeply regretted whoever picked a salad. That's your brain on scarcity. Overwhelmed. Reactive. Short-term focused. Now imagine living in that state, not for an afternoon, but for years. Decades. Your entire adult financial life. That is what scarcity mindset does. It keeps your brain permanently in survival mode. And a brain in survival mode cannot think clearly about building wealth. It's too busy protecting what little it thinks it has.
So how exactly does this play out? Because it's not just about feeling anxious. Scarcity mindset destroys wealth in 3 very specific, very concrete ways. The first is short-term thinking. When you're in scarcity mode, your brain is obsessed with right now, not next year, not retirement, right now. So instead of investing $200 a month, you spend it, because spending it today feels more real and more urgent than some abstract future reward. And look, nobody is out here thinking, I will definitely prioritize my pension over this new pair of trainers. The trainers are right there. The pension is in the year 2051. One of these feels significantly more real. But here is the maths that scarcity mindset doesn't want you to see. That $200 a month, invested consistently at 8% annual returns, becomes over $590,000 in 30 years. Not because of magic, because of compound interest, which Einstein reportedly called the 8th wonder of the world. Scarcity mindset robs you of that future, not by stealing it, but by making today feel so loud that tomorrow goes completely silent. The second way it destroys wealth is by making you afraid of opportunity. People with a scarcity mindset see every financial opportunity as a threat in disguise. A business idea? What if it fails and I lose everything? An investment? What if the market crashes? A career move? What if the new job doesn't work out? And here's the thing, those are legitimate questions. Risk is real. But scarcity mindset doesn't ask those questions to find answers. It asks them to justify staying still. The conclusion is always decided before the question is even finished. The third way, and this one is sneaky, is that scarcity mindset actually makes you worse with money, not better. You'd think that obsessing over money would make you more careful with it. But the research says the opposite. People in a scarcity mindset are more likely to take out high-interest loans, more likely to make impulsive purchases as emotional relief, more likely to ignore long-term financial planning because the future feels too uncertain to bother with. It's the financial equivalent of being so stressed about your diet that you eat an entire packet of biscuits in one sitting. The stress causes the exact behavior you were stressed about. A beautiful, terrible cycle. Scarcity mindset isn't just a feeling. It's a financial strategy. A very, very bad one.
Now here's the part that changes everything. Because to break scarcity mindset, you need to understand where it actually comes from. It's not weakness. It's not laziness. It's not a personal failing. For most people, it was taught. If you grew up in a household where money was always tight, where financial stress was a constant background noise, where adults said things like, "We can't afford that," or "money doesn't grow on trees," or "rich people are greedy," your brain absorbed all of that. Children don't have the ability to separate the lesson from the environment. So if the environment said, "Money is dangerous," "Money is scarce," "Money causes stress," the child grows up believing that at a deep, automatic, subconscious level. Which means some of us are out here in our 20s and 30s still running a financial operating system that was installed by a stressed parent in 1994. No updates. No patches. Still crashing the same way. And just like a bad operating system, you can't fix it by just trying harder. You have to actually update the code. So how do you do that? How do you actually rewire a mindset that's been running for decades? 3 things, and they're simpler than you might expect. The first is noticing your money language. Pay attention to what you say and think about money. I can't afford that. Money is tight. Rich people are just lucky. Every one of those phrases reinforces the scarcity loop. Replace them, not with delusion, but with more accurate statements. That's not a priority right now. I'm building financial discipline. Small shift. Genuinely powerful over time. The second is starting small, with proof. The scarcity brain doesn't believe in possibilities. It believes in evidence. So give it evidence. Open an investment account with $20. Watch it for a month. See that money working. That experience, however small, starts to rewrite the belief that money always disappears. The third is consuming differently. You are being fed a constant diet of financial stress by the news, social media, and the people around you. Deliberately replace some of that with stories of people who built wealth from nothing. Not to make you feel bad, but to show your brain what is actually possible, because your brain cannot pursue a future it has never been shown. Scarcity mindset is powerful, but it is not permanent. It was built, which means it can be rebuilt. The people who break out of it aren't smarter than you. They aren't luckier. They just stopped letting a childhood operating system make adult financial decisions. If you recognized yourself anywhere in this video, good. That recognition is the first step out. Subscribe for more videos on the psychology of money every single week. And watch this next, because the next trap is even sneakier than this one. See you there.